I, 33 female, hosted Thanksgiving this year. It rotates between my house, my sister's, and my brother's homes yearly. It's a big gathering normally involving my siblings, their partners, my sister's kids, and our parents. My brother James, 35, and his wife Becky, 31, are having their first child this year. The baby is due in the spring. We have a traditional Thanksgiving meal, watch the parade, play games as a family, have a couple of drinks together in the evening, and the usual stuff. Same kind of thing every year. This year, a couple of weeks back, I got what is basically a list of demands from Becky in our family group chat. She wants to come, but her pregnancy means some things need to be adjusted. Her rules were no poultry as the smell makes her sick, no alcohol as the smell makes her sick and she can't join in, and the food needs to be served early as she needs to nap during the time it's normally served. She also doesn't want to play the games as she tires easily, so we can listen to music and talk in the evening instead. I was really upset by this. Firstly, none of us are vegetarian, and so I don't really know how to prepare a turkey alternative. But secondly, I'd already ordered the turkey, and it seemed like a waste. And so not to be able to drink, eat when we want to, or even play our games in the evening just feels so unreasonable when 9 of us won't get to celebrate in the way we'd like to. In the family chat, I replied that while I would make her a non-poultry meal and make sure people don't drink at the table, I wouldn't ban poultry or alcohol from the house, and I certainly wouldn't be not playing our games. My niece and nephew are now old enough to join in and loved it last year. James and Becky said that I was being unreasonable and that she was pregnant, so I needed to be more understanding. My mom joined in and said it's not hard to accommodate, but I was really annoyed by this point. I told Becky she was uninvited if she couldn't accept any compromise whatsoever. James called me separately to say that I'm excluding her and ruining their Thanksgiving, and she can't help how she feels during pregnancy. I said I wasn't excluding her, and she's welcome if she can accept that Thanksgiving has to work for everyone else too. In the end, neither Becky nor James came over. It was a weird day without them, and I'm sad that they weren't there, but I feel like I wasn't unreasonable. I do want to make amends, but am I the idiot? But her pregnancy means some things need to be adjusted. Since when did becoming pregnant become a national emergency for the people not involved? Not the idiot. Sorry, your sister-in-law is a pregnantzilla. Yeah, if I was in her position, I would feel uncomfortable having a list of demands that do not consider everyone else. The thing about compromise is that it involves compromise. It does not involve compromise by giving me anything I want. I'm a raging vegan, and I think no poultry Thanksgiving is absurd. It's Thanksgiving among non-crazies. No drinks? What's even the point? No games are where I'm really gone. That's some psycho bridezilla nonsense. At that point, you might as well literally say, I don't think I can have fun, so nobody's allowed to have fun. I wonder if sister-in-law was also one of those brides who demanded a whole year for herself. No one else was allowed to celebrate milestones, announce a pregnancy, or even get pregnant, celebrate graduation, etc. during the entirety of the calendar year in which she was getting married. The thing that gets me is that parenting is all about putting another human ahead of your own desires and often not getting what you want at all. That's kind of the whole thing. The inflexibility on display here is counter to the mindset that these new parents need to start getting used to. Not only are they alienating the family when they're going to need them the most, but they're setting completely unrealistic standards for how their lives look from here on out. I, 44, am a single father to a teen daughter. I've raised her independently since her mother passed away 10 years ago. Since the beginning, I was not a fan of being a strict father. I came from a household like that, and all it did was give me a miserable childhood and a strained relationship with my parents, and a crap ton of therapy. 2 weeks ago, my sister's house flooded, and they found out that the foundation rotted. So I offered them to move into my finished basement with a separate entrance, house built on a hill. So right now, my sister, her husband, and her 3 sons, teen, young teen, and tween, live in my 3-bedroom basement. It has a full bathroom and kitchen/living room. Usually they have their life and we have ours, but we hang out for a couple of hours daily. And that's when the trouble started. As I said, I don't have too many rules for my daughter. As long as I know where she is and she's back by 9 p.m., she's free to go wherever she wants, within limits, of course. I do not control what she wears or what makeup she puts on, as long as she follows her school dress code. And of course, she dresses appropriately for special occasions. She does not have a bedtime, and I don't check if she did her homework. She has a lock on her door, and I always ask permission before going in. If she doesn't like what I plan to make for a meal, she's free to cook something else or order takeout, as long as she informs me before I start cooking, and no ordering in more than twice a week. Also, she uses her money to order in. Now, these rules result from me having a good kid, her earning my trust, and me wanting her to grow up as independent as possible while learning to self-regulate and keeping her safety in mind. My sister, on the other hand, is very strict. She has her kids on a set routine. They're not allowed to have closed doors except while changing. She checks their electronics all the time. They're rarely allowed to go anywhere. They eat what she cooks or they starve, if she allows them not to eat what she made, that is. She is so on top of their schooling that I feel bad for the teachers. She's always emailing them or calling them or even going to the school. They don't get pocket money and are not allowed to work. And even the teen has a 9 p.m. bedtime school nights, 10 p.m. on weekends. I don't agree with her parenting style, but I keep my opinions to myself. But now she's demanding that I give my daughter more rules because her kids are comparing themselves to their cousin and they're rebelling. So I told her straight to her face she could keep her opinion to herself and parent her kids and leave my daughter to me, or she's free to find somewhere else to live. She says I'm an idiot because I don't know how my lax parenting is only adding more stress to her already stressful life, and threatening her with homelessness is a very low blow. So, am I the idiot? Edit. I forgot to add what started this whole thing is this situation. My sister and her family know they're not supposed to go to the second floor without permission. That's where my and my daughter's bedrooms are. Well, my nephew started using this rule to hang out with their cousin without their mother being able to get to them. And when she does, my daughter's door is usually locked, so she has to wait for them to open it for her. She's convinced that they're hiding something from her in my daughter's room. All that they're doing is having some freedom and privacy away from her constant monitoring. Not the idiot. It sounds like you and your daughter have a great family style. And if your sister's only problem is that her sons want more flexibility, then she should look at changing her style, not yours. In terms of her stress, she should think about how your generosity and letting her family live in your house has reduced her stress. I can see why her kids are rebelling. What is her dictatorial method of parenting teaching her kids? That she holds the power to make the rules? Mommy isn't following them around for the rest of their lives, telling them what to eat and when to go to bed, or arguing with college professors. Let's hope not, at least. If sis doesn't like your rules and how you run your house, she's more than welcome to leave. Exactly. By the way, a mid-teen with a 9 p.m. bedtime? That kid is going to go no contact in 2 years. Also, pocket money teaches your kids how to budget before their financial decisions have serious repercussions. Not giving your kids an allowance isn't strict. It's incredibly short-sighted and stupid. At 21 years old, I'm 307 pounds and on medication to lower my blood pressure. Although I'm not one of those people who think that obesity isn't real or healthy for every size or anything like that. I know what this is doing to me. I'm worried about permanent damage to my heart and kidneys, and I can hardly look in the mirror anymore. This year was the first time I really got serious about weight loss. I started taking weight loss medication and seeing a nutritionist who helped me greatly. We made a plan that doesn't feel as restrictive as a normal diet, but helps keep me from pigging out around dinner. I still get to eat what I like, just in moderation. Additionally, I go to the gym every day, doing a 30-minute weightlifting circuit 3 times a week, and an elliptical workout 30 to 60 minutes. This is the first time I've seen progress in losing weight, as I've lost around 10 pounds. Plus, I figured out how much I love going to the gym. I'm really proud of myself. The point is that I don't like being fat. I want to be healthy. I want to be able to have kids and watch them grow up, feel more attractive, and not hate every photo of myself. be able to do an actual push-up for the first time in my entire life, comfortably fit in an airplane seat, and not have my hip rubbing against the person next to me. Aside from that, I have goals for life beyond my weight, and I want to have enough time to accomplish them. Write a book, get my pilot's license, and get my bachelor's degree. I'm making progress towards this. I don't like talking much about my weight with my family because they're incredibly judgmental. Still, at Thanksgiving, they found a way to bring it up anyways, saying how I looked like I had put on a few pounds since September and asking how this all was affecting my health. While I tried to brush it off, my mother was more than willing to tell everyone about my issues. Everything from my antidepressants to how she's hardly seen a change in my eating habits to how she's found snack wrappers in my trash, me taking a break from school, my ex-boyfriend, everything they didn't need to know. It just made me feel bad. This wasn't their business. This was hardly even her business. So after dinner, I just left without saying anything, which made her mad at me, saying I caused the scene and that it was so rude. But that environment just wasn't healthy. I probably could have handled it better though. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. You didn't ruin Thanksgiving, your family did. Feel free to avoid Christmas too and find a group of supportive people instead. And my guess is that the more you progress towards your health goals, the more they'll bring it up. So you might want to go low contact now. Keep up the good work. Fully agree. Find supportive people. They are out there and will love you and lift you up. Also, fully agree with avoiding Christmas. And if asked why, be brutally honest. You'd be amazed at how ugly people can get when you lose weight. All their insecurities come out. My friend, for your own mental health, put your mother on a low information diet. Stop telling her things. The issue wasn't the food. The issue is your family treating you poorly, her most of all. Learn to gray rock. Give no emotions to her to feed on. Answer in yes, no, not your business terms. Good luck and congrats on the weight loss. My girlfriend, 23, and I, 26 male, rent a place from her family. Said place has a swimming pool. We have a toddler daughter. My brother and his girlfriend are visiting, 30 and 32. My girlfriend likes to swim in the morning from about 6 to 6:30, and then for another 10 to 15 minutes, she swims with our daughter because it's a good bonding experience and exercise for both of them. We've never had any complaints from the neighbors. My girlfriend isn't loud, but our daughter can be, not every morning, and as much noise as you'd expect from a toddler. My brother's girlfriend asked if we'd stop this for just while they're staying, due to noise and the fact that she's a light sleeper. Plus, my girlfriend spends every Sunday in the pool. She and my brother don't feel comfortable being around her in her swimming costume, but then said, but the noise and not being able to sleep are important. She did ask very nicely. I joked, at least she's wearing a swimming costume while you're here. But I did ask my girlfriend because I know my brother's girlfriend has complained about her sleeping problems for a while. But my girlfriend says it's a perfectly reasonable time, citing that she's still silent till 6:30 and it's her house and neighbors don't complain. But I think it's an easy request to maybe change it from 6:30 to 7 or something. Well, she's upset with me and things are tense. But I knew had I not asked, things would be awkward with the family over such a simple thing. My girlfriend's very athletic, but in all honesty, I can't see that being a problem because 1, she wears a one-piece, and 2, my brother's girlfriend won't even work out because she's worried she'll get muscles. Am I the idiot? You are the idiot. Your brother is visiting your girlfriend's family's place. Your girlfriend swims daily on her own and then with your daughter. Your daughter's up early anyway, right? She's a little kid. Have you ever messed with the toddler schedule? Also, your brother and his girlfriend are staying for a month or 2? Yeah, no, they can pound sand. Buy earplugs for them, or there's likely a nearby hotel that they can go to. If they can't deal with that half hour you think is no big deal, why should your girlfriend? The real reason was due to girlfriend's swimming costume. If they had just asked her to swim a bit later so as not to wake them, then maybe it would have been nice to accommodate them. But since they just aren't comfortable around her in her swimming costume, then they can go stay somewhere else if it bothers them. Also, why do they care about the swimsuit? It's like going to the beach and saying, I feel uncomfortable because people wear swimsuits. She's in her pool in a swimsuit. It's the most normal thing ever, and they make it weird. How dare you wear a swimsuit while I sleep? You better not shower naked while I'm in your house either. Agreed. Why do they care when they're supposed to be sleeping? That's my question. What are they doing, waking up and going outside to watch? No wake up, get ready, stay indoors until she's done swimming? The girlfriend probably caught the brother watching OP's girlfriend in the pool, so they came as a united front to confront the issue when the bro's girlfriend is probably just insecure. You're visiting, sir and madam. If it's that much of an issue, take your butt back home instead of messing up my child's routine. OP, tell this woman that the world doesn't revolve around her. I, male 24, grew up next to a sweet old lady. Her husband died and she lived alone. When I was 11, she offered me $50 a week to walk her dog since she was unable to. This ended up turning into me helping her around for some cash. I would mow her lawn, fix things around the house, and buy her groceries. She paid me good money and she was a kind person. Eventually, I realized how lonely she was, so I would often go to her house and spend time with her, since her actual family lived far away. Towards the end of high school, she started losing it. Her memory got worse and she'd forget things. I felt bad accepting money, started making excuses, and would lie to get her out of paying me. I think she realized I was avoiding her payments and felt bad. Finally, at the end of my senior year, she wrote me a check for my college tuition. Keep in mind, my tuition was close to $25,000 a year, and she paid for a full year. I tried not to accept the gift, but she insisted that I accept it. After I went to college, she hired a caregiver and didn't really need me, but I still tried to visit. Well, this year she died, and I was on her will. She gave me her home and some money. Her immediate family fought hard to get the house for me, but I fought hard to keep it. I offered for them to visit and grab any family keepsakes, but after that, the home was mine. I decided to sell the home and move across the country for a new job opportunity. Her family came at me hard and demanded I sell to them. I told them I'll hear their offers, and if it's close to my asking price, I will give them the first options. Their offer was 70% of the asking price, after I did $35,000 in renovations. I rejected them and sold the house to another buyer. I now have to deal with like 20 angry emails a week, claiming I'm selling away the house that they grew up in to a random stranger. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. There were reasons why it was given to you and not her, quote, family. You were more her family than they were. They're probably upset because they realized that they never or rarely visit her, and that's why this happened. Her family needs to reflect on why they didn't get the house, but an outsider did. Sometimes blood doesn't really equal family. They left her alone, and what matters is that you were there for her when she needed it. Her family could have all the reasons in the world, but they didn't step up to the task when she was alive. The house is yours, and you do what you want with it. They just assumed they would get the house. They are the idiots of this story. OP should get a restraining order on them all. The house was left to you by a woman who appreciated what you did for her. Where was her family when you mowed her lawn and did odd jobs? Block those jerks. You offered them priority to buy it, and they lowballed you. It was left to you, and you can do whatever you want with it.